Yo, what's good, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sistas review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to. But if not, just sit back, relax while we get into this beautiful, loving thing. No messiness today. No messiness today. If you look at the thumbnail, then you already know that we will be discussing two of my faves, well, my favorite characters on the show and my favorite couple on the show. The one and only Karen and Aaron. And this is going to be like an overview of their scenes from the last 3 episodes because I really haven't gone into much detail about my thoughts and views on them. So we're going to start with this episode here when Miss Lisa invites Aaron over to babysit Karen. And, Karen is definitely giving him the vibes and she kisses him. Now, at this point, Aaron is somewhat taken aback, which I do understand because according to the show's timeline, for the past 4.5 months, Karen and Aaron's relationship has been strictly platonic. So I can understand why he was somewhat taken aback by Karen kissing him. Although, just a couple episodes before that, when he brought her home from the hospital, they almost shared a kiss on that episode. So even though I understand him, being a little bit shocked, he shouldn't have been that shocked because the vibes were already percolating. The vibes were already there. They were already giving each other the "I want to do you" look. They were already doing that. So I understood Aaron, but I'm like, were you that surprised? But anyway, according to these writers, he was surprised. And of course, he asked the question that I felt he deserved to know. He asked Karen, did she want to get back with him because Zach was starting a life with Fatima? And that's where it ended on that episode. So, of course, the very next episode, we pick back up on Aaron asking Karen that question. Are you want to get back with me just because, Zach is starting a family or a life with Fatima? And this is where Karen tells him that her feelings for him has absolutely nothing to do with Zach. And I understand why Aaron asked that question because for a very long time, when Aaron was pursuing Karen, he understood that she was uncoupling from Zach. She was sorting out and dealing with her feelings when it came to Zach. But then when Karen became pregnant, it caused a ball of confusion. It was a lot of things going on with her during that time. And Aaron just needed to know. He just needed assurance. And this is where the writers pissed me off because I felt that with everything we have watched between Karen and Aaron, they deserve to have a better conversation than what the writers gave us. So Karen tells Aaron that, Zach was a constant presence from the very beginning, but he won't be a problem anymore. And that was it. I said, okay, I understood like where she was going, but me as a fan, I needed more. Now, I am not expecting 5-star writing, okay? I'm not. Y'all know I'm not. And I know y'all not either. But I'm like, the least they could have done was just gave us a little bit more. And by a little bit more, I mean something like this. Zach was a constant presence from the very beginning. However, he won't be a problem anymore. I am over Zach. I have been over Zach. I do not have romantic feelings for Zach. That chapter of my life is closed. And, I'm looking forward to starting this new chapter of my life with you. If you see that happening, with me. Something along those lines. Then baby girl could have said, now, give me 10 minutes and we going to come up in here. She could have done it at that time. But I just felt that as a viewer that has been rooting for this couple for the longest. I am a viewer who season 1, episode 2, I knew at that moment that Aaron was going to be the man that Karen was going to be with. As they say in TV world and movie world, that this was going to be endgame. I didn't know the journey was going to be tedious. Oh my God. And long suffering. But I knew instantly, I'm like, this is the man that she's going to be with. So I've been waiting for years. I've been waiting for a hella long time for these two characters to get together. I really have. And I just felt like we just deserved a little bit more of a conversation than them just going straight into having sex. Now, let me say, I am not opposed to them having sex. I am not opposed to Karen getting some. I ain't opposed to Aaron getting some. But I just would have preferred a much in-depth, as much as the writers could give us, of a conversation between these two characters, simply because of everything they have been through to get to this point. So, there's a scene, where they, get down with the get down. I thought the scene was done beautifully. There were a lot of people. I hate saying that people are haters. I don't even like saying that, but damn it, I gotta say it where it applies. There were a lot of haters with this scene here. I saw comments saying that, their sex scenes doesn't compare to Zach and Fatima. Well, they're not Zach and Fatima. They're not Zach and Fatima. And when the last time we seen a sex scene with them? I'm going to just be honest. I think with Zach and Fatima in the very beginning, I think the writer, well, it wasn't no writer, it was Tyler Perry. It was sex overload. It was too much given at one moment. It was just too much. It needed to be spread out. And I didn't even think about it when I gave thought to Karen and Aaron's sex scene. This was only the third time they had sex. I was like, damn, Karen literally got pregnant by Aaron the first time they had sex. I said, damn. Whew. I mean, that happens a lot. And that's not a conversation that is discussed. However, there are a lot of women, I know a few, who have gotten pregnant their first time having sex in general, or their first time having sex with like a new lover, and they've been with somebody else for 5-6 years, never got pregnant, never had a pregnancy scare. They get with somebody the first time, boom, you're pregnant. Life has a way of humbling us. Life has a way of showing us that it doesn't matter how much control we think we have. It will always have the last say. But anyway, this was their third time, being intimate with each other. And I thought it was shot beautifully. I thought it was done beautifully. It wasn't raunchy. It wasn't teamed too much, in my opinion. I thought it was a beautiful scene. And I think one of the things I enjoyed so much about it were the things that were not spoken. A lot of that scene was just done just by their eyes. It was very telling, just how intently they were gazing at each other. I just thought it was a beautiful moment. And then the next episode, we're dealing with the afterglow. We're dealing with what has happened after you none got that good. Y'all basking in it. Y'all are, in la la land with each other. No one else matters. And I gotta give a shout out to my good sis Wente Talks, because she mentioned this in the comment section or in the chat of our Sisters Keeper, and she also called in, and I couldn't agree with her more. She said Karen was acting as if her mother wasn't even there. And I couldn't do anything but laugh, because she was telling the truth. Karen was acting like, I see you, but I don't see you. I am focused on one person and one person only. And Mom, it is not you. But let's deal with Miss Lisa right quick. First of all, when Miss Lisa walked into Karen's house and you saw Aaron's car outside, you saw your daughter's car outside, so you know they ain't go nowhere. When you walked in and there was nobody in that living room area, you already knew what was up. When you saw the fact that Karen's bedroom door was closed, Miss Lisa, you already knew what was up. And you walked your happy ass in that girl bedroom. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I was just like, Lord, just let them be done. Because I don't want nobody mama to walk in and see that. But then again, that's Karen's home. So you walk in, you just see whatever you see. And I had to think about it. I was like, have I ever got caught having sex? I don't think I have. I don't think it. I got to think about a lot. I don't think I ever have, but I do remember one time I was like literally in the midst of it. And my mama called me and I'm like, I got to answer this phone. I have to answer the phone. And I answered the phone and I'm going to just leave that at that. That's another story for another time. But for Miss Lisa to walk in, you see what you see, you step out. Then you tell them, y'all better have y'all underwear on when I come back in this room. What are you coming back in the room for, ma'am? There is not a conversation. There is not anything that needs to happen while I'm in here with my man. I need you to stay out there until we get dressed and come out. The fact that Miss Lisa walked back in this bedroom, ignoring what she's saying, she tells Aaron, I need to have a word with my daughter, and I don't need to see a half-naked preacher. I said, stop right there. Let's stop right there. Miss Lisa, I'm going to need you to put some respect on Aaron's name. Aaron is one of the fathers of one of the daughters that your daughter is carrying. I'm going to need you to have a little bit more respect than that. And I honestly believe she would have never said no mess like that to Zach. She would have never said, I need to have a word with Karen, and I don't need to see a half-naked ex-con while I'm talking to her. She wouldn't have said that. I long for the day. I don't think it's ever going to happen. That's just me, because I don't think the writers think about stuff like this. I would love to see the day that Karen checks her mom when it comes to Aaron. But I don't know. Karen might do it. I just don't, like I said, I just don't give the writers that many props that they would. Because a time has to come where you put some respect on this man's name. Obviously, you know that Aaron loves your daughter. He respects your daughter. He cares for your daughter. Other than that, you wouldn't have called him to come and babysit Karen while you went out to the salon. Miss Lisa knows that Aaron's intentions are pure and genuine when it comes to Karen and when it comes to these children. So my thing is, why do you constantly have to find a way to demean who he is when he's never given you a reason to do that? He's never disrespected you. You didn't have to call and give him no pep talk to get his life together like you had to do, Zach. That's not what Aaron gives. So I'm not understanding why Miss Lisa comes at him that way. Hopefully we could get down to the bottom of it. But at this point, I don't think Karen really cares. I don't think Karen gives two damns how her mom feels about Aaron. It all at this point, it matters how she feels. It matters who she wants. And it looks like, that Aaron is that person. So that's what we're going to see. I know we only have a couple more episodes left in this season. I do not know if Karen is going to go into labor, have these kids and stuff like that. But it's so interesting because now that we see Karen is in this good place with Aaron, not that they've been in a bad place, but they're in a great place romantically. I'm getting so many of the she's bitter, she still wants that. Those messages are still coming in, and I find it so funny because I said this young lady is not even worried about Zach, and now everybody is continuing with the narrative that she's bitter, she wants Zach, she's using Aaron. I'm like, y'all just don't want to see this character happy, and that is wild. That is absolutely wild to me, but y'all gonna get sick of me if you are not a fan of Karen and Aaron. I'm telling you right now, I got so many videos coming out about this particular couple on the show. You're going to get sick of me. But for those of us who love Karen and Aaron together, who have been waiting for this moment, we're going to be in for a treat because I got some good videos coming out. But again, I want to thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there. One.